We're here today with Flawes, who have their brand new EP landing today. Brand new EP is Reverie, fantastic release. Guys, what are your feelings today? You must be so happy to see that EP land.
Yeah, I mean, I always get like really like I don't know like nervous on release days. All of these like it's almost like there's nothing. It's we've done all the work, we've done all the hard work, and it's almost like nothing we can do. Like we've put everything together, and it's almost like that day of just like sitting back and just being like, there you go, like. So yeah, I always feel quite nervous on release day and a little bit like agitated, but I'm gonna try and chill out, have a beer later, and relax.
Good. I mean, how long were you working on this album, on the EP rather?
So I suppose the best part of a year. We wrote and recorded it all from home separately, and produced it separately. And it's only in the last this week which we've gone into rehearsals and played these songs in the same room together, which is really nice to see them come to life. But yeah, the process was pretty much a year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, about that, I'd say.
Yeah. So I mean, you released your album last year. You released it pretty quickly then. What drove you to do that?
I think it was just having this forced downtime. It was kind of like last year was meant to be the whole touring process for the debut album Highlights, and we were in rehearsal set to go to America to play South by Southwest and shows in LA and elsewhere. The whole promoting schedule was scrapped, and we were there to kind of twiddle our thumbs and think, okay, what's next? So yeah, we just turned our heads to writing and came up with the EP. So it just made sense to put it out sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So in terms of the actual writing process, how did that look for you? You mentioned it was all done remotely and production was done remotely. What the actual creative process in terms of writing the songs themselves, how did that work?
So yeah, it kind of varies. Like we never like to put any like rules on like how we write. So sometimes some of the songs would be like ideas that I would have just at the piano and like sort of like melodies and chords and stuff. And then I'd like send that over to Freddie. We all work off like Logic. So we basically just then end up just passing projects between us through WeTransfer. Where would we be without WeTransfer? I do not know. And just say it off to Fred, and then Fred will kind of like develop it out, produce it out, and then add the guitar bits, and then I'll kind of like work on the lyrics, and then Hustle add the drums, and I'll kind of like finish the lyrics and record, so we have like a sort of a demo, and then usually we'll then, once we have like that demo, we'll kind of decide like what songs, we kind of decided what songs were going to be on the actual EP. And then we brought in two different producers for Reverie. So we worked with a guy called Toby Scott and a guy called Keith Ferron. And again, over Zoom, we kind of like worked and kind of like developed the songs out and got them to like where they are now.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Keith being in LA, there was quite a big. We turned nocturnal for a bit because we were working on Zoom sessions starting at like midnight and going until 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you find that hard, or was it something you were able to adapt to?
Different.
I think I'm definitely like a kind of guy that like gets up like early and I'm like, right, let's go on with the day sort of thing. So by sort of like 9-10 o'clock I'm like going downwards as opposed to like upwards in like productivity and like and then some of these sessions with Keith like starting at 10, it was like, where's the coffee, like I need a coffee. But yeah, it was all an experience, and yeah, it's all fun.
You've all got your own sort of mini studios at home as well, haven't you? So
this is like literally where I recorded like all the vocals for the EP were recorded here.
Yeah. I'm in my living room, so it's in another room. But yeah.
Your neighbours must have loved you at those nighttime recording sessions.
Oh my God, I know. I've got incredibly understanding neighbours, being the drummer. They actually messaged me. I was practicing the other week and they messaged me like, it's so great to hear you playing drums again all the time. And I was like, what? But no, they're wicked. They're really understanding. I owe them a few bottles of wine to say thank you.
Brilliant. So, I mean, when you were writing it, recording, you mentioned about the tracks. How did you whittle it down, and how many tracks did you start off with that you were managed to get it down to the 6 that made the EP?
I can't remember. I think it was about 15, 20 songs that we had.
I think so. And it sort of, I mean, some of those songs that we wrote aren't write-offs. They're just, with the songs on Reverie, just made sense with each other as the 6 that made up that sort of concept, and yeah, they fit together really well.
Yeah, I think a lot of the songs, again, it wasn't like it was definitely subconscious, but like a lot of the songs are very like uplifting, and they've got these positive themes and like these almost like motivational themes, and yeah, I think kind of like when we were looking back at like all the demos, we realized that there was all of these songs, and it kind of made sense to kind of like put them all together as like one big sort of collection. And then we created this whole like world, this Reverie world, this place that people can like escape into for the 25 minutes, half an hour or whatever. So yeah.
I mean, one of the things I love is you've made a sort of mini trilogy as well as part of that, the trilogy of songs that you released, trilogy of videos. How did you come up with that concept?
So actually, it was largely the three of us that came up with the concept, and we just spent so many days and hours on Zoom, and it started off as like, I can't even think where the initial idea came from, but I think we'd always had this idea of having a trilogy and having videos that are linked somehow. And I think we kind of worked backwards from that point and started to just piece different ideas for different videos, and then started to think of ideas of how we could piece those ideas together. But it was great to be in charge of our videos a bit more, because previously we've always pitched out the song to the directors to come to us with their ideas, but this time it was the reverse, and it was us going to them.
Yeah, there was much more a focus on who us three are, because we've always maybe been portrayed in a bit more of a serious light, when it's not who we are. You know, we wanted these videos to be lighthearted and represent the three of us, so we are playing ourselves 100% in the videos.
Right. And did you feel a lot more pressure because of that, or did you actually find it quite liberating?
Oh, I'd say the complete opposite. I'd say I think a lot of the previous videos, where we'd be told by a director, like, look up into the distance and look wistfully up, and we'd be there just like like that's where I was out of my comfort zone and not felt comfortable. I feel like these ones where it was like our ideas, and it felt way more like genuine and what Flawes is, and who we are.
Yeah, and the laughs that are on, like us laughing on set, was genuinely just laughter. Like the whole shooting process was funny. Like we had, my dad came down and played a cameo of me. Fred's sister came down, and JC turned into mini JC, and it was just such a good few days shooting.
Brilliant. And as part of the trilogy, you finished the trilogy by teaming with Mali-Koa. Can you tell us how that came about?
Yeah, so Marley, like I'm actually like a really big fan of Marley. I think she's great. Like she released her album Revolution, and it's like, yeah, it's phenomenal. So when we asked her and she said yeah, we were like buzzing, and we already had like Higher Than Before kind of like as a song, and then when she said yeah, we like wrote the part with her, like her verse, and it was one of those like super quick, like it literally took like 10-15 minutes, and it was like, okay, well that was like really easy. It just kind of worked, it clicked, and it was like made a lot of sense. So yeah, really happy with like how it all turned out.
Brilliant. And to celebrate the release of Reverie this week, you've got a big live stream event coming up. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so it was going to be on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. GMT, and it would just be that the first time we've shared the stage since, I think it must have been December, like over a year ago,
December 2019.
Which is just a thing. So yes, I mean, we've been in rehearsals this week, and just being in the same room playing music again has been incredible. But I think being on an actual stage and being in a venue is going to be just even better. And it's also a chance for us to play songs that we've never played live before, so we're really looking forward to it.
Right. So where's that being broadcast from then?
That's going to be on YouTube, but you can access it really easily just at flawes.com. So flawes.com.
Right.
And yeah, you'll see it. So we're on at 8 p.m.
Right.
Tuesday.
And in terms of preparing for it, how did your mindset change for preparing for an online audience rather than a live audience? Because I mean, it's well documented. You tour a lot. You played in front of a lot of live audiences, obviously. But how this is obviously going to be very different. How are you preparing for that?
Yeah, I mean, playing live is what we do. That's what we do. That's the reason we do what we do, is playing live. And I think one thing I'm a little bit worried about is like when we play live, we get our energy from the crowd. Like, you know, seeing people's reactions and like seeing people dancing and singing along, and like, you know, just that connection between, you know, the audience. Like, that's where we get our energy to, like, you know, jump around and all of that kind of stuff. Obviously on Tuesday there's gonna be no one there, so we're gonna have to like rely on the energy like from each other. So I think it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be different, but I'm expecting a lot from our tour manager and sound engineer Curtis. Like he's gonna be going for it. Like we need him to like give us energy. But yeah,
I feel like the excitement of playing live together again is just going to take over, and
yeah,
you know, hitting that first note, a little tear will come to my eye.
Brilliant. I mean, I've got it in my diary to watch, so I'll be there tuning in. And any surprises in store for that evening? Anything else you're going to be doing around that?
Well, we announced yesterday that Marley's going to be joining us. So Marley's going to come out and sing Higher Than Before with us. So it's going to be great to perform live with her as well. You know,
and that'll obviously be the first time that we've performed with her, performed the song. So
yeah,
exciting.
Brilliant. And then after that, after your EP's out, you've done your live stream, what next? We mentioned that this EP was released pretty quickly after your album. What next? Some downtime, or do you have your eye on towards the end of the year, perhaps getting out there?
I think we definitely have our fingers crossed for live shows. And yeah, I mean, I think there's talks about a few different other options for releases and stuff, but I think for the time being, we just want to really focus our energy on Reverie and give it kind of the light of day. That's not the right saying. Let it see the light of day, and just go from there, I think. But fingers crossed.
We certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Well, brilliant. Flawes, thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely chatting to you. Your EP is great, and I hope it's really successful, and good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Cheers. Bye.